Robert Esnault Peltery is well known for inventing. Excellent. Center. Joystick aircraft control is a brilliant choice.
What is the main function of a propulsion engineer?
Smart move. To design rocket motors is an accurate answer. The path followed by an object moving through space. Smart pick. Trajectory is the correct choice. What is the most expensive series in Rocket League? Right choice. Alpha series is the best answer. These are all the forces that act on moving rocket. Nice selection. Lift, drag, gravity, and thrust is the correct and valid answer. Where is the rocket motor placed in a model rocket? Excellent choice. At the bottom of the model rocket is the right answer. What is the equation for tracking rocket altitude? Perfect. Baseline distance x angle tangent equal to altitude is the correct choice. What is an advantage of liquid rocket propellants? Clear logic. Your choice. They are easy to store is sound and 100% true. Who scored the best goal in Rocket League history? Right again? Mirnus is a valid answer. The reaction force that propels a rocket forward. Nicely done. Thrust is a solid answer. How many ranked modes are there in Rocket League? Nice work. You chose 4 and it is correct. The system designed to impart motion on a rocket. Great thinking. Propulsion is the right choice. Why is it important to have fins on your rocket? You got it. Your choice. They stabilize the rocket is right. If a spacecraft is being launched with a rocket. Strong choice. Its rocket boosters are separated first is the right answer. What is the principle behind rocket propulsion? Valid point. Thrust is true. What is the creative company of Rocket League? Bravo. Psionics is the answer. What is needed to create a mini bottle rocket? Exactly. 500 Nel bottle makes sense, and it is right choice. What does Carl specifically build in his job? Solid response. Rocket engines is a valid choice. What is the most popular car in Rocket League? Well picked. Octane is the correct answer. What safely returns the rocket back to Earth? Well reasoned. Recovery system is the correct choice. Which sport is not included in Rocket League? You're right. Baseball is the correct answer. What principle was employed in Hero's engine? Well done. Steam propulsion is the right choice. The cone-shaped nose of a rocket or aircraft. Correct response. Nose cone is the most accurate answer. The nose cone of the rocket is shaped to dash. Good job. Your answer decreased drag works well here. Rocket technology originated in China in the... Good thinking. 1100s is the right answer. Which of these variables can you not control? Sharp thinking. The amount of wind is the right choice. A force that pulls objects toward each other. Gravity is the right answer. What is the function of a rocket's payload? On track, carry and deliver cargo into space is the correct answer.
If unmanned satellite is launched on rocket. Great job! The rocket gets the satellite to its orbit is the accurate answer. What does the payload of a rocket refer to? You chose the rocket's carrying capacity, and it is correct. What are the common cars in Rocket League? Perfect. Octane, Aftershock, Backfire, Breakout, Dominus. Gizmo is the correct choice. Who scored the most goals in Rocket League? Excellent. Ryan Howard is a brilliant choice. What is the highest rank in Rocket League? Nicely done. Grand Champion is a solid answer. How many types of rocket motors are there? Well picked. Sen is the correct answer. Which rocket component provides stability? Correct. Fin is the right answer. Which system of a rocket produces thrust? You're right. Propulsion system is the correct answer. What is the purpose of a rocket's nozzle? On track, to accelerate and direct the flow of exhaust gases is the correct answer. The rocket works on the principle of dash. Right again, Newton's third law is a valid answer. How does a rocket engine generate thrust? Bravo! By burning fuel or propellant is the answer. Which force propels a rocket into space? Strong choice. Thrust is the right answer. The rocket engine consists of all except clear logic. Your choice cargo is sound and 100% true. The skin of the rocket is covered with a sharp thinking. Thermal protection system is the right choice. What platform is not this Rocket League? Great job. Android iPhone is the accurate answer. What are rocket propellants made up of? Valid point. Fuel and an oxidizer is true. Genre of the chapter Remarkable Rocket. Excellent choice. Fantasy fiction is the right answer. What is the highest Rocket League rank? You got it. Your choice Supersonic Legend is right. Who is the best player in Rocket League? You chose Menace, and it is correct. What year was Rocket League premiered? Smart pick. 2015 is the correct choice. Who is the best Rocket League player? Correct response. Jazar is the most accurate answer. What is the main purpose of a rocket? Smart move. To propel a payload into space is an accurate answer. Which type of rocket fuel is cheaper? Well reasoned. Solid fuel is the correct choice. What is the purpose of the parachute? Nice work. You chose to help the rocket land safely, and it is correct. Which is the strongest rocket engine? Good thinking. F1 is the right answer. Who released the Rocket League game? Exactly. Pysonix makes sense, and it is right choice. Rocket works on which law of motion? Solid response. Newton's third law is a valid choice. What are the movements of a rocket?
Right choice. Roll, pitch, yaw is the best answer.
Who is the Rocket League developer? Good job. Your answer panic button works well here. The 3 types of rocket fuel are... Well done. Solid fuel, liquid fuel, iron fuel is the right choice.
What is a cryogenic rocket engine?
Nice selection. An engine that uses solid fuel and liquid oxidizer is the correct and valid answer. Which is not a Rocket League team. Great thinking. Dash Sports is the right choice. Gravity turn saves the rockets.
Correct. Fuel is the right answer.
When did Rocket League come out? Good thinking. 2015 is the right answer. Best thing about the rocket was?
Valid point. His gunpowder is true.
When was Rocket League released? Well reasoned. July 7, 2015 is the correct choice. Which is not a part of a rocket. Sharp thinking. Payload machine is the right choice. What was the name of this game? Perfect. Rocket League is the correct choice. Court Gazette used to talk of.
Clear logic. Your choice rocket's father is sound and 100% true.
The cargo carried by a rocket? Good job. Your answer payload works well here. What is the shape of a rocket?
Right choice. Thin, tall, cylindrical, lightweight, manned or unmanned is the best answer.
At last, how did Rocket cried? Strong choice. Fizz Fizz is the right answer. A rocket contains dash parts? Well done. 3 is the right choice.
The main body of an aircraft.
Solid response. Fuselage is a valid choice. To set or thrust in motion. Bravo. Launch is the answer. Who created Rocket League? Well picked. Cynics is the correct answer. Dear me, who said this? Excellent. Squib is a brilliant choice. How much is Rocket League? Nice selection. 31 Ozard is the correct and valid answer. What is Carl's job title? Nicely done. Propulsion engineer is a solid answer. What is aerodynamics? You chose how the moving air interacts with the rocket, and it is correct. What is the apogee? Great job. The highest point in a rocket's flight is the accurate answer. Who was intervener?
Correct response. King is the most accurate answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
Nice work. You chose contact Narayan Chengder, and it is correct.